Y'all want to go golfing or what?
You don't get to rush this.
Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here, just coming on here real quick to give you guys my quick thoughts on what happened last night on HBO's The Last of Us. I put up a poll where I was asking you guys if you wanted me to do a review for the season once it was over, and I'm still going to do that, but I had to come on here specifically for this episode because this is a monumental episode for this series. For people that's played the game, we were prepared for this, even though we were probably internally still reacting like this.
Are you kidding me? You dumb fucks!
And then you have the non-game players who watched this episode and probably said this.
What? Are you out of your mind?
So you have two sides of the spectrum there. I have played the games, so I was prepared. I went into this episode actually thinking this is probably what's gonna happen. This is gonna happen in this episode. Let me just rip the band-aid off, okay? If you guys haven't seen the video, this will be major spoilers for The Last of Us, okay? So if you haven't seen it, go right now, alright? 3, 2, 1... Okay, so we witness Abby in this episode murder Joel, which is something that in the second game stirred up a lot of controversy. Look, I know Caitlin Dever is probably going to get a lot of shit for playing Abby this season, but she's actually my favorite part of the season so far. I fucking love her in this role. I hate Abby. Make no mistake, I hate Abby. I want to see her die, and I'm pissed off that it's probably not going to happen. But for what it's worth, credit where credit is due, Caitlin Dever is doing an amazing job, because there's a scene at the start of this episode where she is imagining herself, going to the surgery room, and she's going to see her father dead there, and her future self is telling her, like, don't go in there, he's dead. And the range that you see from her playing this future self that knows all of what's happened versus her younger self, that was a really creative way to get that across. And then as far as the rest of the episode, you get an invasion in Jackson that I really enjoyed. It was like Game of Thrones level fucking action. I loved that shit. I loved Tommy. Diego Luna doing a great job. You have a little bit with Ellie and Jesse. I'm liking Jesse. I always liked him in the game. And it's gonna be a bummer when he fucking dies too. And I love Ellie. Look, Bella Ramsey's getting a lot of shit as well, okay, online. I see those people that are saying she's ugly and that she's what was it? I saw that, like, people were saying that she's a no-name actress and they would cast Kaylee Spaney. Now, look, Kaylee Spaney would have been a great choice, and I'll be honest with you, I was skeptical when she first got cast as Ellie, but she's proved herself multiple times in the Cannibal episode, in the flashback episode with Storm Reed, that the chemistry between those two in that episode. And then in this episode, episode 2 of season 2, it's the best episode of the series so far. In the same vein, it's also the most controversial and the most fucked up and the most depressing and the one that's probably going to make a lot of people fucking stop watching the show. At least people that haven't played the games and just like are just casual watchers of the show. This might ruin it for them, really. So Joel's death, it's carried out in a it's a similar way as to the game. Obviously, they get instead of Tommy being with him, it's Dina. By the way, I'm loving Isabella Merced as Dina. Anyway, they get Dina and Joel into the cabin after they save into the lodge. They get them into the lodge after Joel saves Abby's life. So you still have that, and then Abby's like, this is Dina, and then this is Joel, and you see everybody else like Manny, Mel, Owen, everybody looking at each other like, oh shit. And that moment, the tension is just rapid. I mean, your heart is beating to the max in this episode. When I first watched it, the I mean, it is just, it's gripping stuff. It really is. Even when I know what's coming, I was still intense. I was still, like, on the edge of my seat seeing how they were going to adapt this. And I think they did actually a better job than the game. Because, obviously, Abby shoots Joel, and then instead of the game where she just beats him to death, hardly says anything, she actually explains to him, like, look, you killed my father. I was only 19 at the time. I've been training for years and years to find you and kill you. And that's what she does. She takes the golf club and starts beating his open wound where she shoots him at. That was far more brutal than in the game. And also, Ellie breaks in there just as Abby is, like, beating Joel to death with her fist. Not the club. Keep in mind, she broke the club. She hit him so many times with it. The club is broken. And that's what she ends up stabbing Joel with. But it just felt so raw and so much more brutal, the fact that she's doing it with her fist. It's so much more personal, you know? And then Ellie walks in on that, and obviously you have this devastating moment where she has to, you know, tell Joel, like, come on, get up. And he tries. He tries to get up, and that's devastating to me. He hardly moves. He, like, nudges his finger, opens his eyes a little bit maybe in the game. Here, he's trying to get up, and he sees her there, and my heart hurts for him because the last thing that he sees is her on the ground, and he's thinking, well, I guess I failed my other daughter now. That hurts, man. That fucking hurts, and it hurts to see Joel go. I love Pedro Pascal. I know there's people out there that say he's in everything. Stop casting him in things. I love Pedro Pascal. He is genuinely one of my favorite actors working right now. I love him. In everything I've seen him, and I enjoy all of his work. And this is no different, man. I can't wait to see the flashbacks. Of course, the museum scene we have. Them going to get the guitar strings. I hope they're going to do that as well. So yeah, it's sad to see Pedro Pascal go, but I am very intrigued to see how far this is going to be adapted, how much of the game is going to be adapted in Season 2. Are we going to get to where Ellie kills Nora, or what? But nonetheless, those are my thoughts on Episode 2 of the series. I'm sorry, this is kind of a random review. I didn't review Episode 1. This isn't, I mean, it's kind of a review, but not really. I was just kind of giving my thoughts on it because it's popular, and I wanted to talk about it to you guys. I couldn't wait 5 more weeks to talk about it then. So, I want to thank you all very much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this episode and that twist. If it was a twist to you, if you're a non-gamer, you watched this and you were shocked by it, let me know, because, oh man, how was your reaction to that? I was devastated, even though I had already played the games. That's how great it was executed. So, great start to the season. First episode was a little bit slow, but had some good moments in there. Episode 2, best episode of the series. I hope it only gets higher from here. We will have to see. So, until then, I will be watching the show, and I will be doing a review at the end of the season, so stay tuned for that. And, yeah, take care, guys. Goodbye.